Howdy folks, so tomorrow is the first side saddle show of the year, the Area 16 show at Duchy College. So I've got all my kit ready and everything, so now I've just got to get Ellie ready. Don't think it'll be too bad because I obviously clipped her, well, obviously you guys don't know, I did clip her earlier on a few months ago, so she's not too bad coat wise, she's just obviously got her saddle patch, but she does need a fair amount of trimming. Not her mane obviously, because we know her mane is awful, so can't wait to plait that because my top groom Lucy is off eventing. How very rude of her to go and do her own thing. So I am going to try and plait them, which will be a first for me, so that'll be interesting. And also I've purchased some snuggy hoods, so I'm hoping I'll be able to put that on now and it will stay, she'll stay relatively clean overnight and the plaits will stay in, but we'll see. Anyway, we best crack on.
So we have been training relatively hard. Like, I've been trying to ride in the side saddle once or twice a week, and I'm doing a lot of schooling astride with her. So when I ride in the side saddle, I am basically focusing on how I ride and my position. Particularly, as you'll hear, we have got some fitting issues with our saddle, which we've kind of temporarily fixed, but just to kind of help mitigate anything happening, even though we have done as much as we can to fix it, I am doing, as I say, everything that I can astride. So when I ride in the side saddle, I'm literally just focusing on my position. So we've been training hard. We have got an instructor called Claire who has recently moved to the area, which is brilliant because it means I can have consistent lessons with the same person. And she has been an absolute godsend, to be honest. She is such a fountain of knowledge. And she knows so many contacts and whatnot to kind of help. So she is on the lookout for a new side saddle for us, and she's been super supportive as well. So yeah, we've been training quite hard. Position wise, it is all coming together, but we just need to do some tweaks and work on Ellie's trot at the moment, which you will learn more about if you keep watching.
This is my little plaiting and trimming kit, so Liveryman Novas, which I find pretty good, and then I got my scissors and then everything in there. But just on her ears, because she's sort of an appaloosa, her hair doesn't really grow that much, so you can see she's not got much hair underneath, so we're just going to smarten her up. I'm not going to do anything to the mane other than obviously wash it and plait it, but yeah, as you can see, she's quite clean. And good girl. We need to do these because they are very fluffy. Anyway, I'm going to do it in stages so that she doesn't get too fed up. So I'm going to do trimming first, maybe cleaning, then I'll do something with the other two rebates, and then we'll plait her at the end. Good girl. The groom, 1000% would, because I'm not very good at this sort of stuff. Especially when I can't really see because I don't have electric. I should have brought my head torch up really, it was bad preparation, I remembered everything else, but I don't know how grooms do it, because I just don't care, as long as my horse is happy and comfortable and enjoying doing what she's doing. I obviously think she's beautiful all the time, but I just don't care. If she's got hairy feet, hairy fetlocks, she doesn't care. But hey ho, it's my choice to do it, I suppose. To deal with the consequences of my actions. I really hate the first show of the year. Looks like some sort of massacre's gone on. I don't think that looks too bad. Hopefully, I think that's quite good for me. I'll take that. Look alright when it's bandaged up, won't it? Do need to trim the end of it though. I think that's good. My absolute favourite thing about these clippers is doing legs. Like, look how neat that looks. Sort of. When I used to do it with scissors, I always did such a rubbish job. But these, can't multitask, can I? These make it so easy, and it generally looks quite good. I mean, you probably can't see because I'm probably doing a terrible job of clipping and holding the camera, but definitely would be harder if I was doing this with scissors. But look at that. That's pretty smart, isn't it? In my shitty stable that I've not mucked out yet. I am going to muck it out though. Don't judge me. Absolute life hack, although I'm very fearful of her moving and me absolutely screwing this up. But look how straight that looks now. Looks like a little kid's, you know, one of those bowl haircuts that they had. And like the COVID haircuts where everyone used a bowl. Look how satisfying that is. I mean, if she moves, I'm completely screwed, but so much easier. So this is your sign, not in any way sponsored, but this is your sign to go and get some trimmers. Right, I'm going to turn my camera off because otherwise this is going to end badly, isn't it? So as you can see, she's really not that dirty. Legs a little bit, but otherwise not too bad. Some ponies going down the bridle path, bless. So yeah, we just need to do some cleaning. This is the only multi bit. So I'm going to try and get most of this off because it's an absolute nightmare. And you've got a black habit that's wool, so obviously everything sticks to it. And you've got a white horse whose hair is molting and sticking to your habit. So, right. I know I keep saying it, but I should probably crack on. She's really not that dirty. I mean, her face is dirty. And her legs are not too bad because she actually does have brown hair on her legs. So they're not actually that bad. So I don't think we're going to have an all over bath. I think we're going to have a little bit of a face clean, leggy wash and hindquarters. Because you are a bit manky on your hindquarters, aren't you? And then I think I'll just hot cloth the rest of her. Yay. Probably quite like that anyway. He'll get a bit more of your hair out. So you can prefer that, won't you? Yay. Literally, just time wasting. Not really got time to waste, but oh, tough gig. I'm a bit put off by doing a full bath as well because there are so many midges around at the moment, so I don't really want to encourage them anymore. Anyway, as I say again, we should crack on. So next up, hot clothing. Used the Polar White stain remover, then I used a Has thing to whiten her tail a bit, and I'm just going to hot cloth all of her. So got me cloths and me hot cloth oil, and I've got hot water from home because, as we all know, I do not have hot water up here, and my tap water is generally a bit orange. Great for Nico, awful for Ellie. Face looks cleaner already, doesn't it? Right, hot clothed. Legs looking a bit cleaner. Tail a little bit cleaner. I'm going to put some chalk in that in a bit, but wait for it to dry a bit. And now I'm going to skip her out because the whole reason I didn't skip her out is because I knew I was going to get her legs wet inside. And she does about a million gazillion poos. So, yeah. Get them out before she stands and then makes her legs dirty again. Oh no, going in for a kiss. I'm coming in for a kiss. She says, absolutely not, I'm raging because you've made me clean. I'm going to make myself muddy by pulling Lexi's rug off. Boop. I hate playing. Totally remembering why I bought a native. But actually, I think they're not looking too bad. I mean, she's getting hated in them, but and I'm trying to sew them, so it's my first time ever trying to sew plaits, and I don't think they're too bad. I'll show you the end result, but I mean, look, this is what I'm working with here. Look at this, literally like nothing. This bit's definitely the worst bit. I should probably stop brushing it, it's just coming out. Look. Traits of appaloosas, that is. Right, stop brushing it, flat. I feel like I might as well have just like hog turning off. So much of it's falling out. Not really sure why I'm supposed to do with these. I've just like put them in a little ponytail because there's like not enough hair there. Ugh. Anyway, we've got an odd number down the neck, and then with the forelock it's an even number. You're quite happy though, aren't you, munching away on your hay? She's like, yes, get me more now. Right. I'm quite proud of myself for trying to do sewn in plaits. These two here were the really pathetic ones, and I have not been able to sew them. They're very much just kind of her hair balled in to rubber bands. But sewed everything else. I think they look quite good, and I am very proud of her forelock one. I did do that first. Yay. You've been a good girl, haven't you? Let's hope they stay in tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think they look too bad. They're not as good as Lucy's, but you know. I think they're not too bad. I'm not converted. We'll see if they're still in the morning. Yay. You pretty girl. You sleepy girl. Sorry about how cute. You cute girl. Yay. She still needs a brush. You're so pretty. Good girl. Nom 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 nom. Back. Back. Good girl. She looks absolutely raging, doesn't she? She wasn't happy about it, but anyway, bought her a nice new snuggie hood. Should hopefully keep her clean and keep those plaits in. I'm going to put a fly rug on over the top as well. Good girl.
So fast forward, we've arrived at Duchy College for our open equitation class. I can report that the sewed plaits did stay in with the snuggie hood, so although a complete pain, slightly converted because they actually did still look very smart. Anyway, she loaded quite well. We got to Duchy about an hour and a half before our class, which was nice because we, it gave us an opportunity to relax. It is about an hour's drive for us, so I like to get places that are a bit further away quite a bit earlier so that Ellie can come off, have a bit of a relax. I put the massage pad on, let her have some food, although she was on a bit of a hunger strike. But she can have food if she wants, obviously water, just, a bit of a relax. Also, the prep for side saddle getting ready does take a bit longer than, just chucking your astride saddle on and kind of putting your show jumping gear on and that sort of stuff. So you do need the time to prepare. Although I did spend most of that time just gassing to other people, gossiping and chatting, and helping some of the other people. So probably didn't use my time that wisely, but it's all good fun, isn't it? Like, a lot of it's about the social aspect. So anyway. So here we are going around in the kind of group go round. So standard kind of like a show, I guess, where everyone goes around and walk, trot and canter, changes the rein, and then does a bit of trot and canter on the other rein. And then everyone gets called in. On this occasion, everyone got called in any order. So I thought I'd have been smart because I was right at the top end where they wanted people to stand when they shouted. So I tucked myself in one of the corners, thinking hopefully it will go, from left to right as you look at it. Because that would be ideal for Ellie because she's nicely warmed up. Obviously we know she has got a little bit of arthritis, so it's better for her to kind of keep moving if we can. But of course that didn't happen. They decided they were going to go from right to left, so it ended up being the last ones to go, which was not ideal for Ellie. But you know, what can we do? But I was happy with her anyway. So this is our individual show. So for once, I had actually thought out what I was going to do in my individual show. Quite proud of myself for thinking it through. That is also thanks to Claire, my instructor, who was like, yeah, you should plan your show, which I do know, but I think sometimes I get a little bit overwhelmed when I'm in the ring. Like, it's all S&Gs while I'm outside, and then when I am in the ring, I get a little bit like frozen in the headlights with side saddle. It's weird because I don't get it with show jumping anymore. I'm sure it'll come in time. So anyway, I decided that with our not so pretty trot with her head going up in the air, that we were going to do walk away from the judge, then do a figure of 8, but I was only going to do the diagonals in trot. So we were kind of doing limited trots. So then when we got to the actual corners of the figure of 8, I decided we'd canter. So I did that on each rein. And then, because I felt she was going pretty nicely for her, like I know she's not going perfect, but for her, this is a really nice show. So I got a bit brave and decided I would do an additional kind of corner of canter, and then I would do a long extension down this side. It felt like we were going a lot faster, but it doesn't look it in the picture. But I was really chuffed with how she went and how I rode. I do think I need to work on my arms because they are quite fixed, but it's difficult with Ellie because if you give with your arms too much, she will literally go. So I think that's the issue with that. And we got a square halt. So we came 6th, which was second to last, which was a bit disappointing, but only because we've obviously been training quite hard. And for Ellie, that was a lovely show for her. But yeah, it is what it is, and we've got stuff to work on for the rest of the season. So hopefully I'll be able to look back at this vlog and see how much we've progressed.
Oh.
Good girl. Oh, bless her. Such a good girl. Smiles. No. Can you come in? No. Okay, Ellie Welly. Pretty girly. Yeah. On hunger strike. Ellie was such a good girl yesterday. She's having the day off. I'm very pleased with how she went. She was so good. We are having issues with our trot. As you will see, she's a bit like a giraffe. Canter's improved. Walk's pretty good. But trot's just gone out the window. But I thought she was really good in her little show, and she did really, really well in the instruction after. Sorry if you can hear Panty McPanty down there. She was pretty good to load, and she was very relaxed when we were there. I mean, she did go on a bit of a hunger strike. But yeah, she was very, very good, weren't you, darling? So I'm very happy with her, but we are in search of a new saddle. Because we've got some issues with our saddle, which we knew beforehand, and she doesn't love the pole pressure that some of the bits that give you the double rein put on her, so that's why it was a bit like breaking the mould and using a Micklem, which I did check with the Secretary of the Saddle Association, and that is allowed. But you do feel a bit out of place when everyone else is wearing a double. But I'm going to try the Nushul elevator bit because, according to their pole pressure guide, when you use the elevator bit with a chin strap, it's got very, very little pole pressure. So, going to try that, but obviously, no rush. Her next side saddle event is not until Royal Cornwall, I think, so we've got plenty of time to do some training, but we are hoping to go and do some dressage before then. But yeah, overall, very, very pleased with her. It was lovely to see everyone and meet some nice new people as well, so that's nice. So yeah, pretty happy. She's chilling out and enjoying her day off whilst I start doing stuff I have to. Just had a fill of horse lips. Nico's having it now. So as I was saying, we have got some issues with our saddle, but our lovely instructor has helped us kind of temporarily fix them. So we have got some fairly thick riser pads at the rear, and she's going okay with that. She has had the physio who has checked her all over and is quite happy with everything. So no damage being done, but you know, long-term goal, we want to get a saddle where we don't have to use all that tons of padding, because you do get marks when your saddle fit in equitation, don't you? Yay. But yeah, overall, I was a bit disappointed at my placing, but only because I've been working so hard. And there's no bitterness against like any of the other competitors, because everyone's lovely and everyone rode really well and all their horses went really well. But just when you've been training quite hard, it is a bit disheartening when you come 6th/2nd to last. But equally, Ellie's trot was not that pretty, so all things to work on. But it's lovely to create memories, particularly with her because she is 21. So obviously I am competitive and I want to do well, but I also like having the videos and the photos and the memories. Although we all know she would rather be jumping, but we might phase that back a little bit this year. She's like, absolutely not. Oh, we'll see how it goes anyway, but she's going well at the moment. We haven't had any flare-ups or anything, so yeah. Anyway, I feel like I'm pretty much waffling now, so that is it for now. Got lots of stuff planned with the other ponies and maybe a few more bits with this gal before Royal Cornwall. But yeah, if you like what you see, then give us a like. And if you love the ponies, you don't have to love me, but if you love the ponies and you can put up with my waffling, hit the subscribe button. Over and out for now. Bye.